We are back. As you can see, I'm in my car getting some errands done on this lovely day, but I wanted to do a couple videos. This first one is going to be like a girl kind of talk and catch up just for the holiday season. So if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Joy Serendipity. This channel is literally all about things from girl talk, girl chat, things we don't often talk about, to like movies and all of that. So make sure you subscribe and hit the like and comment and alert button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. My goal for 2026 is to actually really get into my YouTube, because all my other platforms I've built kind of like a family, so I kind of want to do it on here. I know it's going to take a lot more work and I am still learning, but I would love to do that. So as you can see by the title, we're having a very necessary girl chat. Boys, you can stay if you want, but yeah, we're having a necessary girl chat during this holiday season, because let's be honest, these next few months, society acts like it's a relationship festival, and the rest of us didn't get the memo. That's what it feels like. November hits and suddenly every commercial, every movie, every Instagram post turned into a public service announcement that the holidays are only magical if you have a man. And that is not true. Like somewhere in the North Pole, Santa himself is drafting a list titled "Girls Who Need Boyfriends." And a lot of people aren't on that list. You're not on that list, and yet here we are being reminded daily. So today we're going to unpack the pressure, the awkwardness, and the silent expectations, and honestly the low-key annoyance that comes with being single during this season. And it's a season that's designed for pairs. So grab your cocoa, your tea, your wine, and whatever your spirit is calling for, and we're going to get started. Get comfortable. And welcome to Joy Serendipity. Okay, we're back. I am a little dehydrated, so if my voice starts going out, I am so sorry. I have not eaten yet. It's literally peak morning. So you already know that what we're talking about, so we're just going to jump right into it, and we're going to start talking about the silent pressure, which year-round we feel it, but it's very heightened at this time of the year. There is an invisible pressure because no one comes right out and says you're incomplete if you're single, even though lately they have been doing that. But the holiday season, it communicates that message very loudly, in HD with surround sound. Think about it. Every holiday, we can start off with Halloween, because that's when they're turning that holiday slowly into just for couples, or going for couples, which kind of sucks. But yeah, every holiday ad is literally a couple doing something something soft. They're taking engagement photos, they're in matching sweaters, matching pajamas, they're exchanging gifts, they're always giving gifts that are unrealistic, like a diamond necklace or brand new cars with ribbons on top. Meanwhile, we're trying to decide if we want to treat ourselves to Chipotle or to some groceries. And it's wild because you start to internalize it. You start thinking, dang, is something wrong with me? And the answer is absolutely not. There is nothing wrong with you. What's wrong is the narrative that the holidays are magical, and it magically means romance. As if love is seasonal. As if your worth spikes in December like a stock price. The pressure hits a little way too much. It's scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and any other platform. That's when it starts hitting. You start seeing those couples in matching pajamas doing those trending things that they're doing, going to the grocery store, each pick an item and then turn around, blah blah blah. You've seen it. And you see them doing dance challenges. You see Instagram couples doing advent calendars together. Even Pinterest is 20 things to do with your partner this Christmas, which is why you should definitely follow me, because I do it for all various places you're in life, for the single people, for the people who just got broken up with, anything. So make sure you follow me on all other platforms, because I'm going to speak loud for everyone. But you see them doing the partner wish list. You see them like, where's the list for, like, they're doing lists for like, oh, meals you can make for blah blah blah, like families. Not everyone is close or even like in a family. So it makes you wonder, where's the list for 20 things to do alone that don't make you feel like a side character? Because people need that. And I honestly feel like, this is just opinion and I'm kind of like getting off topic, I feel like a lot of people, as soon as they get in a relationship or find their person, they completely neglect the others who were there with them along the journey. Like me personally, I don't think you should neglect your friends just because you finally got a man. That is honestly the worst thing you can do, and you're a terrible friend. I'm gonna forever do that, and I'm gonna label you that. I get in relationships and I still have a personality and identity outside of my relationship, because I know at the end of the day, life is about community. And if you are like, I'm my boyfriend's best friend and he's my best friend and that's all we need, don't be upset if things go left with that relationship and you have no one. Or when you have a baby, you have no godmothers, you have no one to like help you when you're feeling low, dealing with postpartum. But that's another topic for another day that we could talk about, and I always already talk about it on my TikTok, so I digress. So I also want to talk about like the couple-ification, that I made that word up, couple-ification of everything. Let's talk about how everything becomes a couple activity, literally anything. We can start with, like, before I get into like Christmas and stuff, Halloween used to be where you went out with friends and you went trick-or-treating. Or like if you were a little kid, your parents took you. You went trick-or-treating with friends, you exchanged candy. Now they've made it to, matching pajamas for like couples, like Halloween pajamas. We're gonna do this and that together. We're gonna make pizzas together. Like, everything does not need to be geared toward, or the ads don't need to be geared towards couples. And that's kind of irritating. But Christmas markets used to be very fun, and now it feels like a museum of relationships. Every corner, couples taking photos, people holding hands, men lifting up their girlfriends so they can see the ornament. Meanwhile, people are just trying to buy hot chocolate without being bumped into by matching mittens. You can call me bitter for making this video and being the voice for others, but I don't care, because it is the truth. It is the truth. Ice skating, forget it. You will be dodging kissy couples like you're in the Olympics. And if you fall, no one's catching you. You just hit the ice alone, independent queen. Even something as basic as buying a tree, their marketing is like, take your partner to pick the perfect tree. Like, okay, but I'm dragging this tree by myself, sweating in the cold, and then trying not to look pathetic to strangers. Why does everything have to be a joint adventure? And social media, oh my goodness, December 1st hits and it's engagement season. People propose during the holidays because apparently snow equals romance. The amount of rings on my timeline in December alone, I could start a jewelry store. Not to mention the soft lunch of my boyfriend photos. A hand, a shoulder, a blurry silhouette. Girl, if you don't post that man or return him to sender. It becomes impossible not to compare, and you know you shouldn't. Logically, you're like, the relationship does not define me. But emotionally, it hits hard for a lot of single women. You start wondering why you're not experiencing those things, or why you're not booed up, or like I often hear a lot of women like, oh my goodness, like, why don't I deserve that, when you're seeing cheating partners being shown off on holidays? That's another story for another day too. But like, you have women and sometimes men questioning why they're not booed up, or why you're not soft lunch like a latte. Because I've seen men upset too. And it I don't know. I went off on a tangent, but I'm going to go off on a tangent now again. Why does it feel like when you're on social media, the only time you're ever celebrated is when you're reaching a milestone that society deems worthy enough? Like, everyone gets kudos and celebrations and shares, likes, blah, 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 for engagements, weddings, and having a baby. But you don't get the same love for, like, releasing a book, growing on a platform, starting a business, moving on from a toxic relationship. You never get that. It's silence. No one celebrates you. It's always celebrations for couples. That's what's irritating. But let's jump right back into what I was talking about. Let's not even get started on family gatherings, the Thunderdome of weird and rude questions. Like, let's be real about the real battlefield. The family gatherings you go to, you could walk in glowing, skin clear, not stressed, outfit is perfect, mind is peaceful, you're just like living your best life, and then within 5 minutes someone will ruin the vibe. They'll ask you, so any luck with a guy in your life? Or, I thought you'd have someone by now. Or, why are you still single? Or, my personal favorite is, you're such a pretty girl, how come no one has scooped you up yet? Like, babe, because I'm not a pumpkin, and because I have boundaries, and because I'm not gonna marry someone just because they're there and I have fear of being lonely. And what's wild is, it's always said with that tone, the one that sounds sweet but is secretly judgmental. Oh my goodness, I need to hurry up and go get some tea. But it sounds judgmental, like they're diagnosing your life, examining your relationship status, like it's a fever. The worst part is the comparison game. They'll bring up the cousin that got married at 20, or the cousin who had a baby this year, or somebody's random friend whose life apparently matters to your timeline. It becomes triggering because it touches a vulnerable spot, not the part of you that's desperate for a relationship, but the part that's tired of explaining yourself, the part that's tired of feeling like you're behind, the part that's, tired of people assuming your life isn't full or meaningful unless you show up with a +1. We could talk about that too when it comes to weddings. I'll do that on TikTok actually. But yeah, let's be very clear. Single is not a deficiency. It's a season of growth, a season of clarity, and a season of choosing you. But family will act like it's a curse. But married people will act like it's a curse. And in my opinion, if you have never been single for a good amount of time, like you're a serial dater, you jump from relationship to relationship, I'm looking at you sideways, because why don't you feel comfortable enough to be with yourself for a moment? What don't you like about yourself to where you have to constantly be in the presence of someone? That's what we need to be asking. We also need to be talking about single women carrying the emotional labor. There's another layer people forget. Being single during the holidays can feel emotionally heavy because you don't have that built-in partner to soften the blow. You don't have someone to vent to after leaving your family's house. You don't have someone to help decorate or cook or navigate stressful dynamics. You don't have someone to split tasks with or decisions with. Everything is you. Your energy, your emotional labor, sometimes others' emotional labor, your planning, your boundaries, your healing. And that's draining because people underestimate how comforting companionship can be, not just romantically, but logistically and emotionally. And in this climate of the economy, financially. But here's the twist. This season forces you to learn how to show up for yourself, how to be intentional about joy, how to create your own traditions, how to choose peace over chaos, and so much more. It teaches you independence. The people in relationships sometimes forget how to practice, and it teaches you how to be your own comfort, your own home, your own soft place to land, and that is a power on its own. That is very powerful. So let's reframe this. Being single might be a blessing during the holidays. We're going to flip the script for a second What if being single during the holidays isn't something you have to survive? What if it's actually a blessing? You get to decide your holidays, your plans, your traditions, your vibes, how long you will stay over with family, how long you would go out with friends. If you want to put like your time and effort into friends this season, you get to decide that. You're not arguing with anyone about whose family to visit. You're not worried about buying expensive gifts to prove your love. You're not dealing with the relationship drama conveniently disguised as holiday magic. You get silence, peace, control, freedom. You get to romanticize your own life. And if you wanted to go on a date, you'll be like, you know what? I'll give you some time. You get to do that. Being single isn't a gap. It's a classroom. It's a reset. It's space to prepare for the kind of love that you deserve and that you were patient for. Not rushed holiday romance movies you want to crave. I oftentimes see people, I'm in a rush to find like love and a date for spooky season so we can be together for Thanksgiving and have stuffing together and be wrapping presents by the tree and matching PJs by Christmas, and then New Year's we'll get the kiss, and then Valentine's Day the gifts, and blah 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 blah, and then going back to we don't like each other. You don't want to do that. So if you're watching this and you're single during the holiday season, I see you, I get you, and you're not failing at anything. You're not behind. You're not unloved. You're not forgotten. You're building a life that isn't defined by relationship status. You're building and becoming the woman who isn't rushing for validation. A woman who waits for what aligns, not what's available. Couple culture may be loud during the holidays, but so is your growth and your healing and your self-love, your independence. And I hope you do something for you this season. I hope you treat yourself. I hope you reset. And I hope you feel surrounded by love. Even if it looks different than what Instagram is posting. And I want to challenge you guys. Single people, start uplifting single people on social media. Not just celebrating someone getting a ring or someone having a baby. And if you want more deep girl talks like this, make sure you like this, comment, subscribe, and share your experience below. What's the most annoying thing you deal with during the holidays as a single person? I want to read them because I want to help you with your healing journey. Also follow me on all of my platforms. My book is on sale. All 3 of them are on sale for Black Friday. I'll keep it that way till Cyber Monday, so make sure you do that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me this year, and I hope to do better next year with more like entertaining videos. I'm brainstorming. I love you guys again, and I'll see you soon. Yes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No. Okay.